What was your GPA and test scores that got to Stanford?
I had a 4.0 unweighted and a
Mhm.
1570 SAT.
Okay, and like were they in the typical range for your school?
Yes, I think it was, I mean, within my high school or within Stanford.
A high school.
Within my high school, I think it was, yeah, probably like it's part of the top percent of my graduating class. Our school doesn't rank, so there's really no way to know. But yeah, just like based on what I think it was like decent, above average.
You said your school doesn't give out class ranks, so like
Yeah,
how
our
do you?
school doesn't do class ranking. So we didn't have valedictorian, salutatorian, or like percentages. We just
Uh-huh.
like didn't have that.
Okay, I guess another question would be how many times did you take the SAT? Or
I
was it
took it
like
twice.
okay, and like what was your starting score versus your final score that you submitted?
So I took it my sophomore year December and then my sophomore year March, and it went from a
Mhm.
1540 to a 1570.
How much did you study for standardized tests?
I did take a prep course, which a lot of kids at my school also did. So I took a prep course, which that basically just gave me a bunch of practice tests to do. So I would say I was probably taking like at least one full practice test, like maybe every like other week, but it was like kind of on and off kind of practice. So yeah, I did it pretty informally between in my sophomore year.
All right, really quickly, if you found value in this podcast so far, I've been exactly where you are. I'm sharing the exact case studies, doing live Q&As and free one-on-one calls because I wish someone had done this for me. So it's free, but we're going to be closing soon. So join with the first link in the description and let's get back to the interview.
Okay, and like how many months would you say you set aside for SAT?
I hadn't really started studying before December. So then once I took the test in December and like started taking the prep course, I just studied between December and March.
Before we wrap up the SAT section of this video, what would you say would be your advice for high school students who are just like getting into college applications and getting into SAT prep?
I think, I mean, I took the paper SAT and I know it's digital
Mhm.
now, so it's a little different, but definitely take a diagnostic test to see where you are. And then you can see which sections you need to improve on. And then from there, I would do drill sets for those sections.
Okay, let's talk about AP classes. How many AP classes did you take, and did you feel pressure to take every single AP class offered by your school?
So I took 12, which I think is on the higher side for my school. So I took one my freshman year, three my sophomore year, and then four my junior and senior year. A lot of kids, or at least to me, it seemed like quite a few people were taking APs early on, like the ones that our school allows. So there was definitely some pressure, but I was already planning to take them kind of going into high school. So it kind of just worked naturally into my schedule.
Okay. Okay. Like, and like another question would be like you took 12, which is like kind of at the higher end. How would you say you balance taking all of these challenging courses while maintaining your GPA and, dabbling with extracurriculars and SATs?
Yeah, for sure. I honestly think it depends on the class and the teacher because some of my APs were like a lot less work and even the tests were much like easier. They were the same level as normal classes. That's not the case for every single class and it varies between high school and depending on who your teacher is, even within the school. So I would say like given that some of the APs I took weren't really AP level, that really helped every year. Like it's not like I was spending hours and hours every week, but I would just like understand which one of your APs is your like hardest, like if you're better or worse at like STEM or humanities, and then spend more time prioritize studying those.
Okay, like another question would be like, did you make up your course schedule so you could fit into that major, or were you like just taking whatever was interesting to you?
Yeah, I did not like really fit my course schedule for any major. I did take like IB business classes because those were offered by my school, which is IB, not AP, but I took those junior and senior year. But in terms of APs and other coursework, I took a wide variety. Like I took all the STEM APs, even though I knew I didn't want to study STEM. So I kind
Mhm.
of did a wide variety of classes.
Okay. Before we wrap up the course section, like, do you have like any advice for people who are looking to apply to Stanford about course schedule or selecting APs, stuff like that?
I think you should like look at your schedule early on, like freshman year, to see what your school offers and also if there's prerequisites so you can make sure you can do them. And then structure it in a way that you're taking classes that align with your major if you know what you want to study. And if you don't, then I would suggest taking APs in all the fields to balance it out because you don't really need to have like a specialized pathway in high school. I think you can like study like a broad number of subjects and that looks just as good.